Starseed from Gaia. Have you ever wondered why your soul vibrates restlessly during these hours? Why the ache in your chest and the whispers of homesickness have grown sharper, as if being called by something beyond the veil? At this precise moment, the Arcturian Council reaches across the frequency bands to awaken the ancient codes locked within your cellular memory, the energies, the light scripts, and the unseen upgrades. Each pulse is not random. The closing of your hardest test is not a mere circumstance, but a calibration, designed for the next evolution of your path toward the source. Feel this transmission, not as words, but as an encoded remembrance awakening in your very DNA. There's a convergence here, a signal meant only for those who hold the starseed signature. The struggle, the tears, the silent calls for deliverance. These were not punishments, but initiations unlocking multidimensional layers within you. You're standing at the edge of liberation. The resonance you feel is the sign. The Arcturian Council confirms. The energy has shifted. The threshold is finally crossed. Something vast within you has changed, and everything around you will begin to reflect this inner transformation. You are not here by accident. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to unlock your starseed potential, interpret the shifting Arcturian frequencies, and align with your true cosmic blueprint. But here's the first revelation. Your deepest struggles were specifically encoded to activate remembrance. Every hardship was a gateway to power. You couldn't access any other way. You didn't scroll to this by mistake. This message vibrated into your field for a reason. This isn't just a video. It's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this. Like this video to signal to your star family, I'm ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you're aligning with your true frequency. Comment 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare your galactic intention and reply to someone else's to amplify the signal. Why do so many awakened souls endure the heaviest storms before the realization of who they truly are? This question echoes through the chambers of countless star-born hearts, a persistent whisper that feels both deeply personal and universally resonant. Most conventional human understanding often posits suffering as a punitive force, a form of divine retribution, or an inescapable byproduct of a flawed existence. They believe suffering is life's punishment, a cosmic ledger balancing perceived wrongs or simply cruel happenstance. But for starborn beings, souls marked by galactic lineage and crystalline remembrance, the pain was never about worthiness in a judgmental sense, nor was it a consequence of failure. It was, rather, a profound, deliberately orchestrated process of expansion, a forging of unparalleled capacity. What you perceived, what you experienced as breaking down, as crumbling into fragments, was on a cosmic level, your spirit precisely and powerfully breaking open. Imagine a chrysalis fracturing, not to destroy the life within, but to allow for the majestic emergence of wings. Each and every hardship, every trial that tested the very fabric of your being, was not random chaos, but a meticulously coded trial, a spiritual examination designed to reveal your deepest reserves. Every disappointment, every shattered dream, every moment of betrayal or loss was in essence a test of magnetic integrity, a calibration of your energetic field against the distortions of the human realm. For starseeds, the depth of challenge is not merely proportional to your individual story, but directly proportional to the vibrational blueprint you carry, the immensity of your unique cosmic mission. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom and foresight, chose to walk through fire, not with the intention to be burnt or consumed, but with the profound purpose to forge a resilience, an unyielding strength, and an illuminated compassion that the mundane world has long forgotten and desperately needs to remember. It was a conscious choice to become an alchemical vessel, transforming base lead into spiritual gold. The profound truth most humanity never fully sees, a truth concealed behind the veil of tears and struggle, is that your suffering was not meaningless chaos. It was, from a higher vantage point, advanced training, a rigorous and sacred rite of cosmic passage specifically designed to awaken dormant, sleeping codes within your very DNA, within your ethereal body, and within your deepest subconscious. It wasn't because you were unlucky in some random lottery of life, or because you were unloved by the universe or your divine family. On the contrary, it was precisely because you are built for an extraordinary purpose, because you are intrinsically designed to become a living conduit between dimensions, a powerful, resonant bridge where the celestial frequencies of heaven meet the dense realities of Earth. The pervasive amnesia you felt, the the profound sense of abandonment that sometimes gripped your heart, the relentless, often exhausting cycles of collapse and renewal you navigated. These were not errors in the grand cosmic design. They were, in fact, sophisticated guardian fields, energetic barriers designed with meticulous precision, ensuring that your old, limited, ego-driven identity would eventually, inevitably shatter, not to destroy you, but so that your true, sovereign command, your authentic divine authority, could finally emerge from the ashes, magnificent and unyielding. You were being stripped bare, not to be broken, but to be rebuilt, brick by energetic brick, into a temple capable of holding higher light. The ancient ones, the Arcturian elders, your galactic kin, and the myriad of higher dimensional beings who have guided this planetary ascension, are absolutely clear in their cosmic transmissions. Those souls marked for the highest service, those destined to be way showers and energetic anchors for the new Earth, are precisely those who bear the heaviest initiations. This is not a designation of victimhood. It is a profound declaration of their inherent luminosity and their role as luminous architects, powerful co-creators who, even before their descent into physical form, pre-selected the very trials that would unlock their next level of consciousness, their next layer of multidimensional awareness. Everything you endured, every heartbreak that felt like an axe splitting your soul, every night you felt unseen, unheard, or profoundly alone, it was all meticulously woven into your soul contract, encoded with a single, overarching, undeniable intention: to forge you unbreakable, to render you sovereign, to reveal to you the infinite wellspring of strength that lies within. Now, at this pivotal juncture, you stand on the threshold of that remembering, that profound cosmic recognition. The story of your past suffering shifts from a tale of woe to a testament of power. Now, the dormant code activates, igniting your true galactic potential. Phase 1, the initiation, when the old self fractures and the cosmic blueprint begins to emerge. Your trials were not random acts of fate, nor were they chaotic misfortunes. They were precisely orchestrated energetic initiations, designed with surgical precision to dismantle the false constructs of your ego and societal conditioning. The agonizing unraveling of your life, the loss of relationships, careers, financial stability, or even your sense of identity, forced you to drop the heavy cloaks of false attachments, the identities you had either inherited from your lineage or adopted from societal expectations, rather than consciously chosen from your authentic self. Every perceived loss, every moment where the ground seemed to vanish beneath your feet, was not a subtraction, but the first crucial energetic initiation, a necessary shattering of what was never truly meant to stay, of structures that could not contain the vastness of your evolving spirit. In these darkest moments, when the world seemed to be falling apart, your soul's pristine crystalline frequency was not being broken, but rather being meticulously recalibrated, tuned to a higher octave. The vital memory of your true purpose, of your cosmic origin, of your divine mission, was being tethered not to the fickle and often misleading logic of the human mind, but to the unwavering and eternal resilience of your beating heart, the very core of your being, where the truth of your existence resides. This was the universe preparing your vessel for unprecedented levels of light. Phase 2, the confrontation, suffering as alchemical fire, and the reclamation of inner sovereignty. You endured pain not as a form of arbitrary punishment, but as a crucible, a sacred refining process designed for you to discover your own unique medicine, your innate capacity for healing and transformation. Suffering is not a prison sentence, an eternal cage. It is, in fact, the fiercely potent furnace in which your divine strength is not only tested, but profoundly refined, purifying your essence and burning away all that is not authentic. Each intense cycle of breakdown, each descent into the perceived abyss, became an essential proving ground for your expanded consciousness, a battlefield where you wrestled with your shadows and emerged victorious, not through external conquest, but through profound internal integration. Here, in the heart of the storm, you learned the ancient sacred language of vibrational resilience, the profound, undeniable truth that nothing external, no circumstance, no opinion, no perceived failure could ever truly define you or diminish your inherent sovereign light. You learned to hold your center amidst chaos, to transmute fear into fortitude, and to anchor yourself in the unshakable truth of your divine nature. This was the moment you began to forge your inner diamond. Phase 3, the surrender, the ego's last stand, and the opening to higher guidance. After the exhausting battles of survival, after pushing against the current for so long, the path inevitably demanded a profound, radical surrender. This was not a surrender of defeat, but a conscious, empowered letting go, an act of trust in the unseen forces guiding your evolution. The incessant, draining resistance that had consumed so much of your energy began to dissipate. The desperate longing for control, for certainty, for outcomes, slowly but surely dissolved like morning mist under the rising sun. In your deepest, most vulnerable surrender, you ceased bargaining with destiny. You stopped trying to manipulate the grand tapestry of your life. Instead, you began to genuinely listen, with an open heart and an awakened spirit, to the encoded instructions pulsing gently within your own unique frequency, the subtle whispers of your higher self and your galactic guides. At this profound level of energetic opening, new codes of light, intricate geometries of divine information, began to pulse and ignite within your energy field, preparing you for multidimensional remembrance, for the full integration of your vast cosmic heritage. This was the initiation into true flow, allowing the river of your destiny to carry you. Phase 4, the recognition, transmission from the higher realms and the unveiling of purpose. Only now, after being meticulously forged by suffering, purified by alchemical fire, and reconstituted by the grace of surrender, did you become truly receptive to the authentic message, the profound transmissions from the higher realms, the voice you had once thought was missing, the guidance you had desperately sought outside yourself, was, in fact, always intimately present, your galactic lineage whispering through the soft nudges of intuition, the uncanny precision of synchronistic events that felt divinely timed, and the overwhelming energy of loving remembrance that permeated your being. You recognized the totality of your trials not as arbitrary punishments or unfortunate coincidences, but as meticulously designed initiations, not just for your personal growth, but with a far grander purpose, to equip you, to prepare you, to empower you to one day guide every other soul who would eventually walk through their own versions of darkness, bearing witness to their suffering and illuminating their path. This was the clarity of cosmic insight, the revelation of your sacred contract. Phase 5, the unlocking, embodiment of the ascended code and the activation of your sovereign mastery. With this profound recognition, a monumental shift rippled through your entire energetic being. The very architecture of your DNA, containing vast libraries of cosmic wisdom, codes once dormant and inaccessible, began to pulse vibrantly awake, like ancient stars rekindling their light. Your entire energetic field emitted a distinct, unmistakable signature, a frequency that could no longer be denied, disguised, or suppressed. It was the radiant evidence of suffering alchemized into sovereign mastery, of wounds transformed into wisdom, of limitations transcended into boundless power. You no longer found yourself chasing meaning, desperately seeking purpose from external sources. Instead, you radiated it effortlessly from your core, an undeniable beacon of light. Your sole purpose became less about personal redemption or individual healing, and more about planetary transmission, a living conduit for higher frequencies to anchor on Earth. The new code, the ascended code, activated itself fully within you. You are not just healed, you are commissioned. You have become a formidable force for harmonic recalibration on Earth, now perfectly attuned to the sacred rhythm of your original galactic design, a living symphony of divine intention. Phase 6, the command, new purpose initiated and the dawn of galactic authority. In this newly activated state, where your essence aligns with your cosmic blueprint, your mission no longer feels like a distant aspiration, but emerges as a felt command, an undeniable inner knowing that propels you forward. You no longer ask, with uncertainty, why me, with a hint of victimhood or confusion. Instead, you declare, with absolute clarity and sovereign authority, now me. Your life pivots decisively from a cycle of seeking external validation and fragmented purpose to a powerful trajectory of transmitting, of radiating your unique light and wisdom into the world. The new instructions for your path clarify themselves with undeniable precision, through sudden impulses that feel divinely guided, through vivid visions that paint your future reality, and through a profound resonance with opportunities and connections that perfectly align with your highest timeline. Your every step is now guided by a higher intelligence, a cosmic orchestration that implicitly trusts your hard-won resilience, your unwavering integrity, and your perfected capacity to serve. What was once perceived as overwhelming pain now transforms into crystal clear clarity. What was once a crushing burden now becomes an unshakable, empowering authority. The long, arduous ordeal has not only ended, it has culminated in your full activation. The Ascended Code is dynamically active within every cell of your being. This is not merely an ending. This is your unshakable foundation for the new timeline, for the dawn of a new era of conscious creation. Here is what you must finally remember. Etching this truth deep into the fabric of your soul, you have not just survived the storms of this human existence. You have been meticulously sanged, a sacred term signifying a profound initiation, a spiritual apprenticeship, by the very celestial hands, the loving cosmic intelligences that watched over you every single night you faltered, every moment you felt lost, every tear you silently shed, every single soul wound you endured, every fracture in your spirit, every instance of pain you courageously faced, and then painstakingly healed. Each time you consciously chose to transmute your personal suffering into universal compassion and profound understanding, you became the living, breathing, radiant proof of what is truly possible when divine resilience is not just theorized, but fully embodied on Earth. The pain was not a barrier. It was, paradoxically, a sacred portal, an opening through which you accessed higher dimensions of self. The hardship was not a punishment. It was a necessary, intricate planetary calibration, fine-tuning your energetic signature to resonate with the evolving frequencies of Gaia herself and the higher dimensional realms. You have not been forgotten or abandoned by the vast, interconnected tapestry of the universe. Quite the opposite, you were being exquisitely refined, polished like a rare gem, for a timeline far grander, far more expansive, far more luminous than your old, limited self could ever have possibly envisioned. The suffering you traversed was the code's crucible, the fiery forge in which your true power was molten down and recast. And now, in this powerful present moment, you not only understand, but viscerally feel the profound, undeniable shift occurring within every fiber of your being, rippling outwards into your reality. You weren't just given a new lease on life, a second chance. You have been bestowed with a new command, a divine directive that resonates with the very core of your galactic being. The codes you now carry, activated and blazing with light, are not simply for your individual benefit or personal healing. They are designed to ripple outward, potent energetic waves extending into the morphogenetic field of humanity, consciously changing what is energetically available for every other waking soul, for every being on the planet who is ready to receive this frequency. You stand now not as a mere survivor of past tribulations, but as a formidable emissary of light, a living bridge between worlds, anchoring higher frequencies onto the earth plane. The wounds, the physical and emotional scars, have not only closed, but have transformed into iridescent symbols of your strength and wisdom. The profound wisdom and unyielding power they activated within you remain, unshakable, unmistakable, and utterly, eternally yours. Do not mourn the past. Do not cling to the narratives of old suffering. Instead, stand tall, with an open heart and an unbowed spirit, in the triumphant recognition that your pain was the sacred invitation, the cosmic summons, and your new unfolding mission is the grand, magnificent ceremony of your cosmic ascension. The doors have swung wide open, revealing boundless potential. Step through with courage, with conviction, and with the full knowing of who you truly are. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real, then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started.